Good evening. Today I have one of my favorite topics, and I hope you would like to join my ideas as well. And if you like, you can comment on your own knowledge that you have. You can add your knowledge. This topic is mainly concerning the Native American names, and I would like to compare them with today's Turkish, and I would like to draw the connection to the relatedness of Native Americans to the Turks. So it all started in Siberia. That's what I want to add, because here we see that also there are some European names, there are some Hebrew names, and there are also some other names that are found throughout the languages in the world. So let me start by the first summary of the words, and I'm also going to send you the link. I'm going to add you the link. Where you can check it out for yourself. So here we have the first names here. When I decided to make a presentation about this, the word kaya here, the word kaya was actually, I'm going to choose which one. I'm going to choose a color here. I think red would be good. So the word kaya is very, very much used in I'm happy with this. So the word kaya is very, very much used in Turkish surnames, also first names. They are generally used for males' names, but we will come to that later. First of all, let me tell you about the comparison of other names. So I know Dakota is a Native American tribe. We have Elan, which reminds me of Elon Musk. Hialea sounds a bit Hebrew. Mika, like Michael or Mikhail or Mikhail. Poloma sounds to me Poland. Talullah sounds Arabic. Chaitan, well, first glance I thought it was an American name, but later I found out that it is actually not at all. It is more related to Turkish. So, and also we have here Vinona. Well, this doesn't ring a bell for me. So, now let's continue. Well, okay, so the meaning. We have Cherokee, people from a different speech. Okay, now actually here I'm not sure if I want to add this here, but we will see. No. Okay. Let me introduce you into the mindset of Turkish and American Indian. People from a different speech. So sorry. So here, people of a different language. Anyway, let me do this later, because I'm going to compare it, the meaning of it also to the Turkish. So according to gender, any gender, it says here, we have here Cherokee, right? The name Cherokee, it says here, the origin is Native American, Cherokee, and possibly Mikosuke or Choctaw. The meaning is a tribe name or people of a different speech. We actually call it yabancı in Turkish, but this doesn't ring a bell. So the spellings are Cherokee, Cherokee, Cherokee. So I don't know how it was called in Old Turkish, in Old Turkic. So we have here Cherokee, and then we have Dakota. Dakota, okay, now here, friend and ally. Okay. Why doesn't this work? I mean, it has to work. Why doesn't it work? Well, I'm so sorry. You have to get used to me. Okay, let's make it green. Okay. Now, where was it? Cherokee, Dakota. Okay. Why doesn't it work? I want to underline it. Well, and also write the Turkish word. I'm so sorry. God. If it doesn't work, I won't be able to write it down. But anyway, I'm going to write it down here. So, the Turkish. And I'm going to choose a color, which is, okay, red. Red, that's what I'm going to do. So, anyway, it doesn't work. I just want to choose a color. Can't I choose a color here? Okay. Okay. So let's choose it in the thick form and make it red. Okay, why doesn't it work? So, you have to bear with me, I'm sorry. Dakota. Anyway, so let me put this straight, because this is the Turkish form I'm going to write it. That's dost. I want to draw attention to the D, the A or O, and the T. You have all three of them here, right? You see them here. I wish I could underline it. Let me try again, because I'm sure I can do this, because I did it here. Why doesn't it work? Okay, now it works. Okay, so again, if you have a look at the A here, it doesn't work again. Or maybe it doesn't work with the letters. So I have to make a I have to make. No. No, it doesn't write. Oh, God. Let me try in another way. So when we have here the T and the O and the D, and you take the name Dost. So the meaning of Dakota in American Indian, in Native American, is friend or ally. In Turkish it is the same. It means friend. It means best friend. So closer than a friend. And if you look at the spellings and variations, it says here Dakota, 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 Dokada, Dekoda, Dekotach. So they most probably they added an A to it, or we dropped the A, most probably. Or it was without an S and we added an S to it. Could be possible. But generally, the names are common. The names have a common root, the same ancestry. So this means that we are very, very close related, that we are more related than we think we are, or we were. This goes back to a common ancestor, and we are getting closer and closer and closer. So, Dakota Dost. So, the first word that we have found, this is number 1. So I'm going to number it. The first similarity, right? And then we have Elan. So Elan, we found that Elan is Elon. It could be Elon. A common name. Okay, among, it says here, Hebrew or French. So the Hebrews, I mean, not the Hebrews, but the Israelites took it, and the French took it. So it went to Europe and the Middle East, let's say, right? So it was Native American. It went to the Middle East and France. So that's 2. It has nothing to do with Turkish, but there is a common ancestry from the Native Americans. The third one. Kai. I'm thinking if we have something similar in Turkish. We say arch. What else do we say? God, my brain stopped. Opa. I will turn back. So Opa is definitely something European, something that the Greeks took, that the Germans took, and that the Hawaiians took. So this is number 3. So definitely Opa is taken by Europe. So it means all when we say Opa. Grandfather in German. Yes, that's right. So in the Choctaw language, it is all. Okay. We have baykush in Turkish. Let me turn back to Kai. God, what was Kayın, we have kayın ağacı. It's a kind of tree which we have in Turkish. We call it kayın, right? That would be also a kind of tree. So the fourth common name that we use, that the world uses, but mostly we have it in Turkish, right? Now, the next word that is used in the world is Shoni. Now, Shoni reminds me of Şahin in Turkish, but it says here it's a tribe name, right? So I would definitely say, wait a minute, I'm thinking if we have this one, Şahin. Is there no E? Okay, and big. No. So they say it's a tribe name, but I'm sure it has a meaning in Native American. The Turks, they call a small eagle Şahin. And here you see Shoni, Shoni, Sean Penn, for example. They are all actually from the same root. So Şahin, I'm sure that it means eagle in those languages, but they don't know the meaning of it, right? The Turks keep it. They have the meaning of it. So, it also says, beautiful scenery to enjoy while engaging outdoor reaction, including swimming, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Tai, chief leader, superior. It doesn't remind me of anything right now, but I'm sure there is something in common. Aponi, which means butterfly. Aponi. They call it butterfly. The Germans call it Schmetterling. Doesn't ring a bell. And the Turks call it kelebek. It doesn't resemble any of them. Then we have Chenoa, which is a place name. It says here Chenoa. Okay, it doesn't ring a bell. Then we have Kentucky River, Cherokee word for the Kentucky River. Okay, Cheyenne. Now this here rings a bell. It says here the meaning is a city in Wyoming, difficult to understand. It must have been Şahin. Where is the meaning of it? The meaning must be the eagle. But where is it? Oh God, where is it? It was here. Okay. It says here it's a tribe name. Then I must give up. So, Shawnee, also again, we have Cheyenne. Reminds me of Şahin again, right? So this reminds me again of Şahin. Let me write it down. God, it's a tribe name, it says here. Famous names, Cheyenne, Shahin. But somewhere I read that it was an eagle. Where was it? Anyway. Deer. Okay, we call it geyik in Turkish. But most probably Europe or the Indo-European languages, they took the name deer from Diani. That's what I think. And I'm sure it happened that way. So most probably Native American is our ancestor language. I mean, they were lots of tribes, right? And I'm sure it happened that way, that from those tribes, people parted and went to different directions, and they took their language with them. So the proto-language of definitely Indo-European and the Ural-Altaic language is this language spoken by the Indians, by the native Indians. And the native Indians, they are mostly of Tatar origin, stemming from Siberia, who went from Siberia to North America, etc., etc. So most probably they already spoke a language in Siberia, and they took their language to the North Americas. And it stayed original, most probably it stayed original there, because they were isolated. And it evolved in Siberia and split into different parts. And groups. So, deer, okay, let me write that down. Deer, geyik. Okay, maybe the Y, the D may be changed into G in Turkish, because we have also the Y, we have the well, okay, maybe there was a shift from D to J. That's what I think. Diane, even Diane could be derived from this. Very interesting. So we have Hialea. This reminds me of Hallelujah. And well, if you look at the meaning, it says here a pretty prairie and a prairie on the hill. So, yeah, because when you say hallelujah, this means a prairie on the hill. Maybe they mention the hill, or maybe they mention heaven or something like that. That's why they say hallelujah. That's interesting. And if you have a look at the spellings, the variations, it says here, laga, Hylia. So this is actually Native American. The origin is Native American. So the West took it from Native American. Native American languages are actually the ancestor languages of both. I mean, they are the Siberian languages, which derived into, split into, I mean, Indo-European and Ural-Altaic. So this means that Indo-European is actually a Siberian language. It came out of Siberia. It didn't evolve in Europe. Because otherwise, how come that Native Americans spoke those words? I mean, where did they find those words? They never went to parts of Europe. They were in Siberia. They were Eurasians. They were, I mean, the language evolved in Siberia and went to Europe. Okay, and then we come to my most favorite name, Kaya in Turkish. So which name is this? Let me number this. We have 4, 5. Why did I say 3? Kayan is 4. Okay, Kayan 4. Sorry. Shahin 5. Okay. Then we have again Shahin 6. Geyik 7. And deer, of course. This one was Hallelujah. Shall I write it down? Hallelujah. Yeah, the Christians took it. It has nothing to do with Christianity. I mean, the white man took it from the Indians. Kaya, now comes our word. I'm so proud because the meaning is she who arranges rocks. Do you know what it is in Turkish? In Turkish it means rock. It means a part of a mountain, Kaya. And my dad's surname was Kaya. You can have it as a surname. It is a very popular surname in Turkish. And you can also use it as a first name. It is a male name, right? I think it's also used in Russia. Kaya is very common in Russia. So it is derived from Siberia, right? We don't know it, why we use it, or we don't know the root of this word, but it is Siberian. So this shows that the roots of all languages go back to Siberia. Yes, if the Native Americans use it, if the Turks use it, and if the Russians use it, what does this mean? This means that all the languages, they were unified in Siberia. So, please comment under my video if there are also common surnames or names like this in your region, so that I can learn where these names and these surnames are used as well, right? And I'm sure also in the Urals, also the Ugric languages, which they claim are different, but I am sure that we also have a common ancestor with the Uralic languages, right? They are not distant from us. They are like sister languages to us, right? It's not like Indo-European where the subject-verb-object is a fusion. They are sister languages to us because they start with a subject, they end with a verb. It's even so in Japanese. So even in Japan, if you have names like Kaya or names like that, please state in the video, in the comments. So we said Kaya is another common name which is used mainly in Turkey and in Russia. So Here you see we have Kaya Jones. So Kaya is a surname, a first name here. As I said, we mainly use it as surnames in Turkey. And in the most probably we also use it in Azerbaijan and in the Turkic speaking areas. It's also used. So the Turks took it to Anatolia. How proud. I'm so proud of that. So we have Koko, which means the night. Now, let me tell you what it means in Turkish. We have gece. Right? Now, if you have a look at Koko, and if you have a look at EE, and it starts with J, right? So you see how K was softened into G, and the O was softened into E, and the K was replaced by J. Maybe it was the most original form was maybe keke or something like that, and it evolved into gece, right? So very interesting, very interesting. And we have brown hills, Kiona, brown hills. Okay, let me write down what brown means. We have kahve, right? Which is, I think, Arabic. And we have kara for black. So it both starts with K, that's interesting, and it ends with A, right? That's another similarity. So let me also write the number here. We have 10. We have 11. You see how many common words we have only by using the names. So if we were to compare many other words, we would find more similarities, I would say. So we have so many things in common. And you say Kiona, which means brown hills. We have here Kiona, Kiona, Keyona, Kionea, Kiana, etc. So we have Lulu, which means rabbit. This actually doesn't ring a bell, Lulu. Okay, let me think of a European language where rabbit means something else. It means Hase, Hase, in German. Hamster, Hase, Kaninchen, nee. It doesn't remind me of anything, so I couldn't find anything for Lulu. Mika, okay. Now I have something else for you. Now mirket. This is a similar animal to raccoon, which is called mirket in Turkish. So I'm sure that Mika or Michael or the original form of Michael goes back to Mika. Yes, the animal raccoon. And Mikhail is the Hebrew form, most probably. We also have Mikhail in Turkish. They give their names. They give children their names. But Mirket is the animal, right? We still use it. We have Mirket as the animal. So that's another commonality, 12. Okay. Michael, I didn't write down Michael, but I could write it down. Okay, so let's write Michael here. Or Mikhail. Mikhail, Michael. How beautiful. This is so amazing. This is so great. I mean, this is like finding back to the birth of language, right? How Everything stemmed from a common ancestor. It says here Mika is not a widely... It is a widely used name. Mika is Mikhail. Mika is... I mean, where does Mika stem from? Mikhail or Michael or Mirket, right? So Mirket is the original form, and Turks still have it. This is amazing. Malia, let me see. The meaning is calm waters, bitter. Let me think. Calm waters. This doesn't remind me of anything. But they say Mary or Maria stems from this name. Okay, it's a Hebrew name. All right. So Mary. Deep sea, wide ocean. Okay. Now we have, in Turkish, we have deniz, and we have derya. Moana. When you have a look at the syllables, and na, right? It ends in a, and it has a's in it. So the only thing that changed is from M to D. Most probably there was a shift in letters. That's what I think. Wide ocean. Okay. Moana and Moana. Okay. I'm not sure if I should write down Maria here, because Maria, Mary or Maria, was taken from Malia. We have also Turkish names for this. For example, Mariye. Right, Mariye is a Turkish name which I heard, which must have derived from Malia. Meryem is the Turkish form for it. So I wrote down Maria as well. Which number is this? 12, 13, 14. So it says here 50 names, right? And we found 14 commonalities. This is huge. Okay. Then we have Mona, gathering seed. Okay. Miwok. Mona, Mana, Mona. We have Tohum in Turkish. I'm not sure. My head has just stopped. I can't think of any words, any common words, but maybe there is something to that. So Nina means mighty or fire. We have ateş in Turkish, mighty. Nina. Okay, so let's say we have something that went to Europe, right? If you say that this is something European, we have Nena, for example. We just have Nine. Nine is grandmother, right? Nene or Nine. So Nine or Nene was maybe somebody who was very mature, or also mighty, holy, with her experiences, most probably. Yeah. Mona. Gathering. A devil's snare. No, it doesn't ring a bell. Okay, so what did we say for 15? So 15, I also heard Nina Simon, I heard, right? Nina as a name. So I can say 15. Now, Nita means bear. Okay. In Turkish, we call it ayı. 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 Right? Okay. Most probably, we took the last part of it, because we have also an I here, and maybe it derived from Nita. What about Anita? We have Anita as a female name. Okay, the Spanish took it, the Hebrew took it. That's interesting. Nita. Ah, maybe it's Nisa. It means bear. Most probably, these were the holy animals, right? And the holy animals were taken all over the world. But the world doesn't know the meaning of it. Yes? This shows that we have lost our spirit. The Native Americans still carry it. They teach it to us, and we are still unaware of them. So, Nina, ayı. And then we have grandmother and daughter of the moon. Nakomis. Daughter of the moon. Ay, as okay. Moon is ay. Daughter. Kız. We have kız. Ay kız. We call it ay kız. Nakomis ay kız. Or Nako is nene. Nene. Interesting. Daughter of the moon. Okay, let me write down both. I mean, nene. And we have kız, right? And then we have I, but there is nothing equivalent for I. But it is very, very similar to the female words that we have in Turkish. For example, noko, nene, and kız, well, most probably, or mız for kız. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So 17 common words that we have that go back to Native American, both in Indo-European and in the Ural-Altaic. I mean, I don't like the separation of it, but not Native American. I would say they go back to the Siberian family, right? Let me put it that way. So, now, they discuss whether Odin is from Scandinavia or whether he is this or that. Now, Odin, it says here, means mountain. Okay? And the Turkish version of it. Why don't I have... It's not duck, but it's dal. Let me find. Why doesn't it show the Turkish? I'm waiting for the Turkish. No, there is no Turkish. Here it is. So, this is pronounced in Turkish like right? And when you pronounce it all, it sounds like dal, right? So dog or dal If you leave out the O and you take dina, it's very similar to dal, right? We have the A, we have the D. So most probably the O was added, and from da became Odin. So we still have it. So dal is mountain, right? And we have Odina, Odena, Odina, Odenna, Odina, Odine, Odine, Odene, right? So we also keep it. It makes sense because the mountain that you worship, becomes Odin, right? And the god, the spiritual god, is the mountain. So it is definitely not Scandinavian. This goes back to Siberia. This goes back to the ancient beliefs of the Siberian people. And then we have Oneida. Oneida, people of the stone. Okay, I found it. It's Tash. Oneida, 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 Oneida. Now, why does this resemble to Tash? Because we have the da at the end, right? And that's actually one syllable, but we might have added the sh to it. So first, maybe it was only ta, and then it became tash, right? So maybe the most original form was ta, and then we split. We kept the original form, and it got a suffix. No, it didn't get a suffix. It got a prefix at the beginning, like onai, right? Okay, so 19. So this makes almost half of it. Now, Pocahontas, playful one. Pocahontas, the playful one. We have Oinamak. Oina. I mean, when you are playful, it means oina, right? Oina, which means being playful. When you play, right? And the poka resembles actually this word. I mean, it takes only one or two syllables from it. Hontas doesn't make sense for me, but we have many names here. It says here Pocahontas, 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 Pocahontas. Historical figure, it says here, known to have helped the early settlers in Virginia. Okay, so Oina, Poca, and Oina. Most probably taken from the same root, Oina. Poloma. We have bükmek in Turkish. Bow, to bow. If it means to bow, or does it mean something else? The bow of we have ok and mızrak, but we have bükmek in Turkish, bük. I have to think if we have a common word for this. Okay, but if it's in Spanish, if it's close to Spanish, the Spanish might have taken it. So it's logical. God, I'm still thinking of bow. Anyway, let me turn back to this later. Maybe it rings a bell later in my... Okay, wolf, we have tala. Unfortunately, we call kurt for wolf. Talan, tahla, tahla, tallah. We have köpek or it for... we have Hund in German. Talach, tla, tla, tachla. Maybe Hund was taken from Tachla or Tachlach. Hund. Dog. Dog doesn't resemble to anything. What about wolf? No. Wolf is completely different. Or maybe the L could be. But there are no Tachla, wolf, Tachla, volpo, in Italian. No, it doesn't resemble. It doesn't. It says here Arabic. I'm not sure if the Arabs have it. I'm not sure if the Arabs have it. Or what they call it. Wolf. Anyway, turn back to that later. Now we have leaping water. Talullah sounds very much Arabic. When we have Talullah, leaping water. Oh God. Water is su in Turkish. I know there are some similarities between S and T. So, T could be the predecessor of S. Talullah. We have su and Talullah. Talullah. But anyway, it's too far away from each other, so I won't write it down. Okay, Vinona. The first daughter, Vinona. Now, we have here the number 1, which can be maybe Ona and One, Ona, because we have Uno in Italian, and One or Ona, daughter for Vinona. Anyway, Ona sounds like one. I mean, when you pronounce it like Italian, it sounds uno. Very similar. So, let me write down the number. We have 21. 21. If I find 25 words out of these common ancient Siberian words, then this means that all the languages, they were created in Siberia. So the first daughter we have here, Vanona, Venona, Vinona. Okay, popular Native American baby. Okay, now for boys. Now, here I have it. I was looking for this one. Here. Shahin. Actually, I have the sh here. The sh actually is... Wait a minute. Let me write it in the Turkish form. Now, you see here the falcon, right? So falcon is Shahin in Turkish. And what is it called in the Native Americans, in the Shu clan? or in the American Indians, they call it shaitan. Shaitan. So it's Shahin, right? We still keep it. We still have it. So, 21. This is very important. Because if you have common animals, this means in those areas, in those most probably in the Pleistocene, in the last glacial maximum, where the people were still together in Siberia, they used these words, these common words for animals, and they had one ancestor language. Here we have the proof that these languages were derived in Siberia. That's it. So, the proof is the names, right? And their meanings. So, shaitun. If shaitun means falcon, it must mean also something for the Turks. And they have it. They have it. I mean, so this means that Proto-Turkic is one of the oldest languages, is one of the oldest language branches. And this means that the altaic family is one of the oldest. Because I'm going to count how many Turkish words we have and how many Indo-European words we have. And if the Turkish words are more, this means that the Turkish family, the Turkic families are older. So we have shaitan, shaitan, shaten, okay. Warrior is a novel, it says here. And then we have oak or hardwood. Oak. Oh God, oak. This must be an oak tree, right? I'm not very good at trees. Apache leader. So, Dohasan, little bluff, little cliff, little mountain. Aha! Now I have another one, which is Dal. You see here, little cliff, little mountain. So when we have mountain, it is Dal, right? Most probably the sun was used to make it smaller. We call it now Dağcık. In Turkish we say cık for making it smaller. And the Doha or the Doa or the Doha is still the same in Turkish. So most probably the original form was Dok or something like that, right? Some Turkic families still say Dok or Do or Dok. They pronounce it a little bit harsher, and we softened it, right? It became Da in Turkish, but most probably the original form was Dog or something like that. Dog, something like that, right? So, Do Hasan in Native American. I'm so proud. Dohosun, Dohoson, they are all related. It says here. Okay. And then we have how many words now? 22, 23. Now, the one who yawns. Okay. First of all, if you yawn, we have uyu in Turkish, which means to sleep. It sounds like uyu in Turkish, goya or uyu. Goyatl, okay. When you yawn, it means esnemek in Turkish. But I think uyu was most probably taken from goyatl, or uy, also. Uyumak, uy, right? It has here similar syllable here, okay? So you have to take at least 1 or 2 syllables that are similar to this. The meaning, it says here, he who combs or he who creates the river. Native American. When you create a river. Now, create. I was reminded of hayat. Hayat is life in Turkish. And it's very, very similar to hiyavata. Right? So hiyavata sounds like, God, it really sounds like a little bit Indian as well. Yeah, why not? Why not? So most probably the Arabs took it and we took it, and it's a common name now. Right? So this is very important. I mean, it's a name that spread throughout Asia and also the Middle East. From Siberia. So this is the proof. This is the proof. Holata, alligator. Holata. We say timsah in Turkish. Timsah. Seminole. Alligator. When we look at alligator, does it ring a bell? Alligator. Maybe the T and the A. But still, it's a little bit different. Kele. Okay, I have it. Serce. Now, look at the E's and look at the ch here. Or the... Okay, now the k could be derived from the ch here, or we changed it into, maybe it was kele and it became keche, and from there kerche and then serche. Something like that, because you know that the S sound was derived from other letters, right? Like the T or the K, most probably. So it's also used in the African language, right? Kele. So we have here kele, kele. We have keklik, which actually is also a kind of bird. But I'm not sure if I should write it here. Keklik. Because keklik is also similar to these words, keklik. And it's a very ancient bird, which represents the Turks. I mean, Turks love this bird, keklik. Okay, I'm going to write it down because kele reminds me very much of keklik. Maybe it was kele in the original form, and then a kind of bird, right? In general. Okay. Keokuk. One who is alert and watchful. Alert, being alert and watchful. We call this person uyanık. I mean, the syllable the last syllable fits in. I mean, when you say uyanık, right? The uk fits very much into it. The uyanık or uk, right? So you have to be watchful. Uyanık, keokuk and uyanık, 27. At least one syllable sounds like the original. So if you have a look at keakuk or kukuk or, right? Luta. Luta. We have kızıl in Turkish. We also have kırmızı. And we have ala. Okay. Ala. Ala means red in Old Turkish. So the lu and the la might have a common ancestor. We have luta, we have lula, we have lola, lela, luta. Yeah, why not Allah, right? It might have taken a kind of form like this later. Or maybe it was originally Allah, and in Native American, among the Native Americans, it changed into, or some Native Americans, it changed into luta. So we have mato again, ayı, right? Mato or ayı. We have a here, and the o and the ü is actually also similar. The only thing that changed is the t into y. So most probably we softened it, because in Anatolia, the Turkish in Anatolia softens the hard vowels or the hard consonants, like alma, for example, changed into elma in Anatolian Turkish. We have very interesting. In Japanese, they have mato. Okay, they call it mato. I'm so sorry. Okay, and then we have nashoba, wolf. Nashoba. The only thing that it reminds me of is because the Gökturks, they called themselves Ashina. Maybe this goes back to the Nashoba, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. And they had a symbol. The Gökturks, they had a symbol which was the wolf. So the wolf might have meant Ashina in the old Gökturk language, which we don't use anymore. We might even not know what Ashina means. But Ashina, I think it means female wolf. I have to look up what it means. We also have Asena in Turkish. It's given to females. So Ashina could be a she-wolf. a year. Okay, we have 30. So this means that most Native American names have similarities with Indo-European and mostly Turkic languages. So this means that it goes back to a common ancestor, and that is Siberia. Most probably Central Asia. That's what I think. The area of the Altai region, the southern Urals and the northern Altais. Eurasia. So, Onakona means white owl. It doesn't ring a bell. Onakona. The only thing is that kush means bird in Turkish. So, Kona, when we have a look, Kona is kush. And here somewhere we also had k here, kele, kush, right? So we could include kush in here as well. Kele, kuna. So starting with k, that means the letter starting with k means bird. It has something to do with bird. So a common ancestor of a letter going back to the birds. White O, Onakona. White means ak. Okay, maybe akkush. I just made this up because we call the owl now in Turkey baykush, right? I don't know why we call it baykush, but let me write that down. I don't know what bay means here, but when we look at white looks actually white means actually ak in Old Turkish. I'm not sure if the ak here has something to do with ak in Turkish. Maybe. So if you have something about if you have some information about or if you know something about Old Turkish, please state in the comments. All right, and then we have chief Atta Kula Kulla. So the chief is called Atta, right? And we have Atta meaning father. This is another common feature of American Indian and Turkish. We still have the word Atta. We call Atatürk the father of the Turks, right? So Powhatan is a tribe name, a place name, Powhatan. It doesn't make any sense for me, Powhatan. Place name. We only have Vatan in Turkish, which means home. I'm not sure if I should Powhatan, if I should include this. Above or high place. Above or high place. We have sahil in Turkish, but sahil means something completely different. I mean, it's the beach that we call sahil. Do you think I should write it down? Anyway, I'm just writing down the similar words for it, but I won't I won't number them because I'm not sure of their meaning. It could be just coincidence. Sahale. A hawk or possibly an opossum. Sekua. Seattle, a man of high status. Okay, Ethel. Okay, a man. Ata. Right? So we have here Ata. Seattle. Right? So Adel is Ata. Man of high status. Se. Man. High. It doesn't resemble anything when you put a proverb in front of it. In Turkish, I don't know any of the prefixes that could come before ata. We have sahip ata, sahib. But sahib means when you are the owner of something. Okay, so we have another. Was this 32? Right. So I'm writing down 32 because I'm not quite sure of the other ones. Pohatan. And then we have Tahoma, giver of the water. So actually we have su in Turkish, and the original form could be ta or tu. Takoma, tekoma, tekoma, takoma. Later becoming su. Takumse, panther across the sky, shooting star, meteor. The sky is here sema. We have sema, which is in Arabic. It means sky, I think. Or the sun. So the Arabs might have taken one or two syllables from it. Tekumse, panther. Panther is actually tiger, right? A panther, tiger is actually the same. So takum, tiger. So tiger could have derived from it, right? I'm definitely writing that down. So 33, this syllable, and this syllable, most probably. And then we have takola. Now, can you guess what it means in Turkish? The fox is tilki. Tilki in Turkish, okay? So, takola and tilki. We most probably softened it. It was maybe takol or takola or tokala, right? And it came into the modern form of Turkish as tilki. So most probably it was tolko or talka, and now we have tilki, right? So tulku, last form, and now tilki. I'm so proud of that. We have tokala, takala, tekala, takolo. But it is tilki, right? So we still have it. And then we have Yuma. This is a tribe name. It says here in Japanese they still have it. The chief's son. Okay. If we have Uma Yuma, it means umai. Umai. So umai, we call umai ana Mother Earth, I think. So Yuma or umai is actually the same, because it means, I think it means the daughter of something, or Mother Earth. Because when you say umai ana, it means mother something. So I have to make a research on that. If you know the meaning of umai, my dear friends, please write it down in the comments. I'm curious about it. So, was this helpful? Yes, definitely it was. For me it was. And I wanted to share it with you. So I found 36 common names. So this makes about 60% of the Native Americans having something in common with the Siberian continent, right? So Siberia was the place where our proto-languages were formed. We can summarize it in this way. And let me have a look how many Turkish words there are and how many Indo-European words there are, because you cannot find Indo-European words very many. So out of these that I summarized, we have dost, 1 Turkish, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, okay, about 29, 30 names, right? So this means that Indo-European or the European languages, they call themselves, they only have 6 or 7. Okay, when we count also the common names for them, let's say 10 names for Indo-European, and more than, let's say, about 30, because there are also common names for both Indo-European and Turkic languages. This means that the Turkic languages, they have more in common with the with the American Indians, right? So the Europeans, they have no right to claim that American Indians are their ancestors. They are definitely not. Europeans are far away from them. they are closer to the Turks, and they are closer to the Russians, but more to the Turks as to the Russians. Then far away are the Europeans, because they must have reached the Middle East, and from the Middle East, most probably, they taught their language, most of the vocabulary, to the European language branch today. That's what I think. So yes, thank you very much for listening. I hope you liked it, and I'm waiting for your comments of what similar vocabulary you have in your native language. And it is enough when you have some syllables similar or the same, and if you write down which language it is and what it means, I would be very happy. Thank you very much. Good night.